this chapter, we'll discuss a complex figure. Some call him a racist, while others call him a freedom fighter. Some even believe he was the second coming of Malcolm X. One thing for certain, no two people could agree to the character of the late Khalid Abdul Muhammad. We'll discuss what others won't. Welcome to the crown. In this world, an extraordinary or remarkable person comes along from time to time. That person reigns, rules, or leads in a fashion like none other. Mortals take on God complexes, sometimes against their own will. Some wear crowns of gold, crowns of jewels, thorns, and even flesh. Nonetheless, it's a crown. For the remainder of this video, we'll discuss Khalid Abdul Muhammad simply as Muhammad for ease of use. On January 12, 1948, Muhammad was born Harold Moore Jr. in Houston, Texas. Muhammad was raised by his aunt and would eventually attend and graduate an all-black high school, Phyllis Wheatley High School. He would pursue an undergraduate degree in theology at Dillard University in Louisiana, although he did not graduate. Muhammad would minister at Sloan Memorial Methodist Church and was initiated in Omega Psi Phi fraternity of the Theta Sigma chapter. He would ultimately transfer to Pepperdine University and earn a bachelor's degree. Seems like a pretty normal upbringing yet far. So where did Muhammad's life take a turn? The Nation of Islam. During those years of college and ministering in the Methodist Church, Muhammad, who is still going by his birth name, Moore, joins the infamous Nation of Islam. You have to remember, when Muhammad joined the Nation of Islam in 1970, this is only a mere 5 years after the assassination of the powerhouse known as Malcolm X. Perhaps this is during the peak of the Nation of Islam's notoriety. You must also remember this is only a few years after the passing of the Civil Rights Act, giving African Americans legal rights to basically exist as a human. The Nation of Islam is under the leadership of an aging Elijah Muhammad at this time. After joining the ranks, Moore officially changed his name to Harold Smith or Harold X, and then again to Malik Rushden, and became a protege of an up-and-coming star in the Nation of Islam, Minister Louis Farrakhan. By 1978, Muhammad, still known as Rushden, was appointed Western Regional Minister of the Nation of Islam and is the head of his own mosque. Fast forward to 1983 and Muhammad is gifted the name Khalid by the Minister Farrakhan, paying homage to an Islamic general of the Prophet Muhammad. Khalid Muhammad had become one of Minister Farrakhan's most trusted advisors by 1984, even traveling with him to Libya and becoming well acquainted with Muammar al-Gaddafi. Like Malcolm X years prior, Muhammad's devotion and charisma earned him the position of the Nation of Islam's national spokesman. In 1987, Muhammad was found guilty of mortgage fraud in a federal court and spent 9 months behind bars. Upon his release, Muhammad became Farrakhan's national advisor in 1991. The 1993 speech and aftermath. In 1993, Muhammad was invited to give a speech at King College in Union Township, New Jersey. During the speech, Muhammad referred to Jewish people in a disparaging manner, using inflammatory language. Muhammad went on to call the Pope a derogatory term and advocated for the slaying of all white South Africans who would not leave the nation within a 24-hour period. For those who are unaware, South Africa was still under apartheid. The white South African population colonized the nation and stripped black South Africans of all their rights and ability to live a life worth living. The famous Nelson Mandela was imprisoned under this system of oppression. I digress. Muhammad's speech wasn't merely condemned by some in attendance. The United States Senate and United States House of Representatives voted overwhelmingly to support resolution condemning his speech, reminiscent to Elijah Muhammad rebuking Malcolm X's statement after the assassination of President Kennedy in the early 1960s. Minister Farrakhan was forced to repudiate Muhammad's speech, stating he opposed the tone but did admit he spoke truthfully. Muhammad's speech also resulted in the Congressional Black Caucus distancing itself from the Nation of Islam. Shortly thereafter, the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus held a press conference announcing his official break with the Nation of Islam. This occurred in February of 1995. Without skipping a beat, Farrakhan demoted Muhammad and removed him from his position as the Nation of Islam spokesman. Like Malcolm, Muhammad was now silenced. Even worse, suspended from the Nation of Islam altogether. Adding gas to the fire, Muhammad chose to go on daytime talk show Phil Donahue, where he participated in heated arguments with Jewish audience members. Some short time later, on May 29, 1994, James Best, a former member of the Nation of Islam, attempted to assassinate Muhammad by shooting him. This began a quite familiar speculation that Farrakhan was behind the attempt. Is the Nation of Islam powerful enough to silence anyone who opposes or threatens its mission? This was eerily similar to the assassination of the late Malcolm X. Refusing to be silenced or murdered, Muhammad joined the ranks of the new Black Panther Party and became its national chairman. No stranger to controversy, Muhammad delivered an impassioned and heated speech at San Francisco State University on May 21, 1997, where he criticized Jews, whites, Catholics, and the homosexual community. Fast forward to 1998, Muhammad organized the Million Youth March in New York City, although the mayor at the time, Rudy Giuliani, denied the permit to assemble. Only 6,000 attendees participated. Giuliani denied the permit because he felt it was a hate march. Conversely, a court ruled that it could take place, but they would have to scale back the size and duration. Even still, things didn't go to Muhammad's plan. While giving his speech, a police helicopter hovered above to drown out Muhammad's message, and Giuliani granted permission for over 3,000 riot police, some on horseback, to disperse the crowd. Dozens of people were arrested and 35 injured, including 30 officers. Giuliani took the time to express that this is exactly why he didn't want the rally to take place. But the fact was, Giuliani was the corporate behind the madness. Muhammad convened a second march the following year. Sadly, Muhammad would have less than 2 years left to live. In 2001, Khalid Abdul Muhammad would meet his demise, not at the hands of the police or some radicalized assassin. Muhammad would die suddenly of a brain aneurysm in Atlanta, Georgia at the age of 53. Oddly enough, he would be laid to rest near the grave of Malcolm X in the Ferncliff Cemetery in Westchester County, New York. Muhammad left behind 5 children, one of which is millionaire businessman Farrar Gray. Birth name, Farrakhan Khalid Muhammad. This has been The Crown.
Malcolm X, you were involved in a controversy some months ago with your leader. Is that over? Well, I've been silent for the past 90 days because of some statements I made concerning the President of the United States, which were distorted. They were distorted. And yes. What did you say, Malcolm? Well, I said the same thing that everybody says, that his assassination was the result of the climate of hate. But only I said the chickens came home to roost, and which means the same thing. Climate of hate means